Welcome to a brand new episode of Lunch with Doug Plus, a unique and fun experience brought to you by the Music Exurbia Project. We are here today thanks to the generous support of our esteemed sponsors. John's Barbershop, located at 121 West Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Walk-ins only, no appointment needed. The American Legion Post number 2, located at 402 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri, newly remodeled with a clean, fresh look. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lunch with Doug, and today I have Tom with me. And
Hi.
he's amazing. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
Oh man, I'm doing great. So I'm really excited to have you on the show today because, well, I like when viral internet people are on, and you've had some major viral success in what I understand is a fictional band that's hilarious that went viral. Tell us about how that video came about and how you got to be everybody's face that everybody knows on the internet.
So, at the end of 2009, I was looking at Craigslist looking for gigs, and somebody posted an ad. They were looking for a dude in his 50s, slightly overweight, to play a character who plays piano and sings and is kind of depressed and quiet and introverted. And the character's name is Moose, and it's for this movie called Chickens in the Shadows about a fictional singing duo named Toasters and Moose. I thought, what the hell? I've always wanted to be in movies. So I went and auditioned for the part and got it. And of course, my co-star is Estelle Piper. She was cast as Toasters. We had never met. I'd never heard of her. She had never heard of me. And so we filmed the movie the beginning of 2010, Chickens in the Shadows. And it didn't get any distribution. And film festivals rejected it. So it never really went anywhere. But Vincent Gargiulo, who wrote and directed the film, took a clip from the movie, one of the songs that we sing called Taste the Biscuit, and he posted it randomly on the internet in 2011. And that's when it first went viral for the first time. It went crazy viral. And George Lopez, the comedian, had a talk show at the time called Lopez Tonight. And he got wind of it, and he was riffing on the song on several episodes. Billy Ray Cyrus sang it on one of his episodes. You can find it. It's all on YouTube. So it went super viral back in 2011. And, it's sort of had waves since then. But then in July of 2022, somebody posted it on TikTok. I was not on TikTok. I've been pretty active on social media with like Instagram and Facebook, but I had barely heard of TikTok. And several friends were messaging me saying, Tom, you're trending on TikTok. I'm like, what? They didn't say what I was trending, with or whatever. So I got on TikTok, and sure enough, there's Taste the Biscuit getting like millions of views. So, and people were responding. They loved the song, and they loved Toast. They thought Toasters and Moose were real because they're like, oh, here's this like these grandparents singing in a thrift shop. Like, what the hell? What's wrong with them? I didn't realize it's from a film. It's a mockumentary about this fictitious singing duo. It's a really funny movie. If you get a chance to see it, it's free to watch on YouTube. It only takes 61 minutes off of your life. So
Nice. Yeah, I messaged Vincent also. I haven't heard back, but I messaged Vincent. I was hoping maybe he'll allow us to play it on the channel as well. But
here's hoping.
Yeah, see. So for me, I discovered you, a while back, when it was probably when I'd heard of it, I think before this latest kind of resurgence trend. So somewhere I'd heard of it. So I thought it was great, but I had no idea that it was from a movie or its origin. I had just seen the video. And then until recently I had seen more videos and getting the kind of the behind the scoop. So that's great.
There's also been so many like remixes and variations that people do, which are incredible. And a lot of people don't realize that it's a full-length song. Some people, just saw a little snippet of it or like the chorus, and it,
Right.
or you see memes with Toasters with green screen behind her. And people now it's like this Thanksgiving song. Like, watch, mark my word, come around Thanksgiving, it's going to be going around again.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
because
so yeah, it's so yeah, a lot of people go, "What? It's a whole song? What?"
yeah, and then you got there's the other song, the one that started trending late afterwards, or I saw it second, was the thrift shop one about going thrifting.
Okay, so last year, and I'm surprised none of us had thought of this before, and I'm surprised nobody else thought of it, but last year, Goodwill of Arkansas contacted us and Vincent, and they wanted Vincent to write a new song for Toasters and Moose to perform at Goodwill in Arkansas. And that's where this new song came from, Take Me Thriftin'. And they flew us to Little Rock, Arkansas, and we filmed in a whole bunch of different locations. It's a really fun music video, another full length song. And there's also an extended, like 7 minute video, which sort of continues the Toasters and Moose story arc, which I highly recommend as well. So they flew us to Little Rock, we filmed the music video, and then a month later, they flew us back to premiere the music video with an audience and to perform, as Toasters and Moose. So we did like a 30-minute set. So yeah, that's the most recent viral song.
Nice.
And what's crazy is I've discovered that all we have to do now is post these songs like once a year. Because, oh, sorry, phone's ringing. I recently, or last year, I discovered there's a National Biscuit Day. So
Ooh,
like
nice.
this year on National Biscuit Day, what the hell? Taste the biscuit. It got like 1.5 million views.
Yeah.
And there's also a National Thrift Store Day. So earlier this year, I posted Take Me Thrifting on National Thrift Store Day, and that got like 1 million views. So it's crazy. So, and there's people that are still discovering these songs, which
Yeah.
blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, everybody had seen it. And most everybody, once I kind of sing the chorus, they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I have seen that." Or I'll show them a picture of you and I said, I'm going to be talking with Tom today." Uh, and they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I know that song." That's
Right.
great. So you were already a professional musician. So you
Oh,
do
yeah.
all kinds of other great stuff. I know when we were talking about scheduling your interview, you had a bunch of gigs going on. So tell us about the life of Tom outside of Toasters and Moose.
Well, I've been a full-time professional singer pianist since 1983. Like, that's been my day job and my night job for all those decades. And I do a lot of different things. Obviously, I sing and play piano. I also have a jazz trio, and my jazz trio gets gigs playing at weddings and events. And we also get hired to play for cabaret shows or musical theater productions here in San Francisco. And I also do a lot of that myself. Singers hire me to accompany them. So I'm actually, despite Taste the Biscuit and Take Me Thrifting, I'm actually more kind of in the background as my career, like accompanying people more than like an upfront entertainer, which is interesting. So I also entertain at assisted living and retirement communities where I sing and play for an hour. I do that. I can write music. I've written music for some independent films, and I do a little bit of that, some short films, and I just stay really busy. I can improvise on the piano. I can transpose into different keys. I can sight read. So I have a lot of different skills that keep me very busy. Some pianists, like, all they can do is play classical or what's on the page, and that keeps them busy. But I have all these other musical skills that keep me even busier. I'm very blessed and grateful.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I saw a preview something on the social media. You were doing, I think, a cabaret show coming up with I think it was a woman that was singing with you, and maybe it's kind of a themed show, maybe. What's
Was it the Beatles show by any chance?
Yeah, yeah, the Beatles, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay,
Tell us
so
about that.
my trio played for this all Beatles show, and the singer's name is Katya Smirnovskaya. I've been playing piano for Katya for 20 years. Katya is a drag queen here in San Francisco. I do a lot of work with like very talented drag performers who can actually
Uh-huh.
sing, not, the lip syncing, nothing
Right.
against lip syncing. But so Katya and I have been working together for 20 years. We've done this Beatles show a handful of times. It's been about 6 years since the last time we did it. But yeah, we performed it at Feinstein's, which is like the premier nightclub here in San Francisco. And, it was a hoot. She's very funny and talented. And she tells these fictitious stories about how she met each and every one of the Beatles. And yeah, it's a really fun show. So yeah, I do a lot of stuff with that, like that, with or without my trio. Sometimes Roberta Drake, who's the drummer in my trio, sometimes it's the two of us accompanying somebody. Because I have a really mean left hand. So if a
Uh-huh.
bass player isn't available, my left hand will take over. So
Sure. Wow, that sounds great. Yeah, I saw the preview of that show and it looked really exciting.
well, yeah, and she
And she sounded fantastic,
yeah,
like
and Katya has a very high voice. So
yeah,
if you didn't know,
yeah,
you would think some lady.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So yeah.
I'm not that's the deficit of the internet sometimes. Like again, you get these little bits of information and then you've got 30 seconds of something and you're trying to, piece it together. And it's kind of like you and the mystery of, was this a real group? Are they serious? And then I was watching, I think I saw something with Vincent on it about, sorry to jump back to the
Oh,
toasters and
sure.
moose, but he was talking about, that you guys were actors and it was, not a real group, but a lot of the comments when you're looking at the thing, people are saying, is this for real? And the reactions of the crowd, I guess is where I'm going. Some of the people that were actually in the movie didn't know the behind of
Oh,
it. So they were just in there.
that's
So they
right.
were real, they actually were real reactions, but they weren't in
Yeah,
on the joke till afterwards.
at the at the thrift shop, there were customers there, and they're just milling around, and some of like though that was not scripted. The people
uh,
you see dancing in the background. I mean, the guy with the banner, he was an actor in the film because he played our manager. But the other people in the thrift shop, we have no idea who they are, what happened to them, or whether they're famous too now.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
were
they were
great. They were
customers.
getting into it. It
Oh,
was really cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So yeah, that was and that I didn't know, any of that either. And I was like, wow, this is really fantastic how this Vincent is put together this really kind of a cool vision. It was really something special.
I hope you get a chance to interview him because he's really a great guy and he's really funny and quirky and interesting. And he's got a new movie out. This is the first feature film he's done since Chickens in the Shadows, and it's called The Dark Crusader, which is hilarious. I don't know if it's on the internet yet. Again, I don't think it's getting. I don't know. Here's hoping it gets distributed, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything. So he sort of makes these movies and he's not necessarily like, oh yeah, I want to go Hollywood. It's just like, oh, I just have
Right.
this quirky script I wrote, I'm going to make this movie. It's low budget, whatever, I'm having fun. And both Estelle and I have small parts in this film, but we're not playing toasters and moose and we have no scenes together. So but if you do happen to catch it, you'll spot us.
Yeah, nice. Now, is he in San Francisco as well?
Well, he lives in Alameda, which is across the bay from San Francisco. we
Okay.
all we all live in the San Francisco Bay Area, but
Okay.
we're all kind of scattered. Now,
Yeah.
I was going to add, like when Taste the Biscuit went viral on YouTube, or sorry, on TikTok, people were like, "Well, when are you going on tour? And where's the merchandise?" And we're like, "What?" I mean, this came out of left field because the song
Uh-huh.
in 2022 was 12 years old. So now we have official merchandise and Toasters and Moose. We were going live a lot on TikTok, and we're also popular on Cameo, where people like hire
Yeah.
celebrities to create. So we've been keeping Toasters and Moose alive.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I thought that was exciting. I saw you on Cameo. That was cool. Um, quick question, and this is kind of business insider, so I don't know, if you can't answer it, that's okay too. But so because the characters are created by the movie, by Vincent, the songs were written by Vincent. Um, so it's all kind of he's kind of like the George Lucas in this issue. So like where does like did he allow you guys if you did want to play shows? How's that work when you
Yeah,
or does
it's been interesting because yeah, it's basically his intellectual property.
hmm
And then when the song went viral, I just immediately, because I'm very savvy with social media, I immediately just embraced it and started posting videos. And at first, I'm like, should I be playing the character Moose? And because Moose is
hmm
very like, even when he's playing, he's just kind of like, he's not very animated. But shortly into it, like Estelle and I we're just being ourselves on social media, but we call ourselves Toasted Moose. So it's all very convoluted and confusing because it's a mockumentary, but it looks like real. And then here's these actors who aren't playing these characters anymore, but they're calling themselves Toasters and Moose. But yeah, basically it is Vincent's intellectual property. Like, even though I'm a songwriter, I'm not gonna write any songs for Toasters and Moose because that is Vincent's domain.
hmm
And so yeah, it's been sort of like there's there's definitely boundaries there, but sometimes it gets like I don't know. Like for a while there on Cameo, because they have a function called business cameos where celebrities will like promote your bakery or whatever. And we were doing some of those, but it got sort of blurry as far as like now he's totally cool with us doing cameos and singing Taste the Biscuit, in cameos and going live on TikTok or Instagram, where we've also gone live. Um, but yeah, occasionally somebody will contact me and they go, "Oh, can you come to Minnesota and play for my husband's birthday?" And I'll be like, "I have to pass that on to Vincent. That's Vincent's territory
hmm
because he needs to get involved." And if it's just some local thing, I mean, we generally run these things past Vincent because it's sort of like his baby. In fact, we've often talked about, well, why don't we have a Toasters and Moose page on social media? Because all the Toasters and Moose stuff comes to my page, which is Tom Shaw Entertainment. But then again, it's sort of like, well, then that would be Vincent's domain, and he would need to be doing all the posting. And okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Vincent is a very busy, creative, prolific guy, and he's got a band. And when Toasters and Moose went viral, I mean, he embraced it, but he's sort of like, wow, I've got all these other things going on. So
hmm
on some level, I don't know. I don't, he never wanted to necessarily take Toasters and Moose on as a social media entity. So, but he was totally fine with, how it's worked out. So yeah, there's some boundaries there, but I'm sure
hmm
Vincent can fill you in more if hopefully you get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I get to talk to him, or at
Good
least
question,
I'll
though. Good
probably
question.
email. Yeah, because it's like you're playing kind of like cover songs, but you're the artist at the same time. It's really, really kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I just once I discovered that because I kept seeing his name and I was like, because I thought maybe your real name was Vincent, and I was like, well, maybe his real name is Vincent then. And then it finally I saw a video. So you just you kind of got to be digging for it.
Oh yeah,
It's
people
interesting.
think I wrote the song. I did not write the song. I mean, Moose. I guess Moose wrote the song, the character, but Vincent wrote the song. And if you see the movie, this is like I'm giving this away if you haven't seen the movie, but Moose has stage fright, so he programs his keyboard to play itself when he's performing, and he's just like faking that he's playing. So like even in Taste the Biscuit, I wasn't even playing. I was just like, and I didn't write the solo. Vincent wrote that solo. But of course, when we went viral, I had to actually learn how to play these songs.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned them enough to like fake it when we filmed the movie. Because
So
I hate when
so
you see I hate when you see piano players in a movie and it's like they're not even playing what we're hearing. So
yeah. So when you actually did the filming of the movie, Vincent he had programmed the keyboard then.
oh yeah, it's like,
And
okay,
so he just give it to you with
we're
it. You just
rolling,
push
push
play.
the button, and then it starts
Oh,
playing.
nice.
And I'm like,
Oh, nice. Well, you played it off good. I didn't realize you weren't playing, so it looked
There
real.
was there was one song called a spooky tune, which we filmed. We did a lot of these songs at open mics, And a lot of that was unscripted. We just came in, did the song, and filmed it, and whatever happened is what ended up in the film. But we did this song called a spooky tune, where Estelle, aka Toasters, is dressed up as a witch and she's holding some dry ice. But that one I actually played for some reason. I'm not sure why, but and then Moose has this great song called "Disconnect" later on in the movie where he's singing and playing by himself on a street corner, and it's a great song that Vincent wrote for Moose, and that's kind of Moose's, because Moose is very introverted, but he's on the corner and he's all alone, and he's like he gets to be very expressive there. So
Yeah. So let me ask you: are the songs out as an album? Like, is there a soundtrack to the movie?
oh yeah, it's on Spotify or Bandcamp or probably anywhere you get where you stream, you can find music. There's the soundtrack. There's also like "Take Me Thriftin'," and we have some other songs. There's a song called 30 Dirty Celebrities Without Makeup, which we did in 2019. We also have a holiday album, a Christmas album that has 4 songs, and an EP that has 4 songs on it. One of them is called Christmas Biscuits. That'll be floating around again when the holidays come up. So yeah, you can find all this stuff on wherever you find music.
Yeah. And it's all under Toasters and Moose.
Yeah,
Yeah. As
this
the
is Moose or Vincent Gargiulo, Gargiulo.
nice. Very cool. Cool. I think I've saw some. One of them maybe on Spotify, but I find everything mostly on YouTube. I know the clips and the movies and video are out for each of those out there. So very cool. Very cool. So what's your dreams, ambitions from you? It sounds like you've got everything kind of is just happening really good for you. But what's the future for Tom? What's next?
Well, I am 70 years old and I have no plans to retire because I feel like I was put on this planet to make music or make people happy or make people smile, and I'm going to do that as long as I can. And I've always had this dream that the movie Chickens in the Shadows would really take off. I mean, it really has not. I mean, a lot of people have seen it, but it's very niche. So that's kind of an ongoing dream. But if it doesn't, that's fine too. I'm very like go with the flow. Um, I don't know. I feel very grateful because I'm at a place in life where I don't have to pound the streets anymore for work. I mean, I did that for so long, and then you have to like negotiate the price. And now people actually come to me because they want me, they want my particular musical gifts. So I'm very grateful that I'm in this place. So I plan on maintaining that as long as I can. Uh, but as far as I don't know, I'd love to be in more movies. I'm kind of a quasi horror movie fan, and I've always wanted to like be in a horror movie, but who knows?
Well, they'll maybe they'll call you after the interview. Somebody's making a horror movie. There you go. Call Tom.
There's another show that I am involved with here in San Francisco. It's a production of the Golden Girls. If you know the Golden Girls, it was the 80s
Yeah.
sitcom with the 4 ladies. So 4 male actors 20 years ago started doing Golden Girls in drag, and it was hilarious. And it took off to such an extent that now they're performing in a 1,500 seat theater.
Oh my.
It started in this guy's living room, and it just really caught fire. And a couple of actors, one actor died, another actor left, and at one point, well, when they started, they were playing old commercials, like 80s and 90s commercials, whenever they were like changing the scenery or changing costumes just to keep the audience entertained. But like 11 years ago, one of the actors said, well, let's do something different. Let's get Tom Shaw to come and play this. It always happens in December. So let's get Tom to come and play Christmas songs while we're backstage changing our costumes. So I'm in this show every year. And so that's coming up in December for 3 weeks, 12 performances here in San Francisco. And what happens is I come out and or I'm off to the side, and the light comes on, and I break into a Christmas song for like a minute or two, and the whole audience sings along. So it keeps the audience engaged. But it's a huge holiday tradition here in San Francisco to go see the Golden Girls. So
Hmm. That sounds really fun. I actually believe I've heard of that. At some point, I don't know if I saw that, like something about that on the internet or something,
well, a
but
lot of I mean, I feel like it started here 20 years ago, but there's a lot of Golden Girls now around the country or
right.
around the world. Like they'll just pop up, like in New Orleans or
Yeah.
Portland or who knows where. But so a lot of people are doing it now. But
Yeah.
this is the group that started it all, and they're in the Curran Theater now, which is like the premier theater in San Francisco, where like Broadway shows come.
Yeah.
So and I don't think some of these others, that do Golden Girls are quite of that caliber, but who knows? I haven't seen them. Maybe they are.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, like I said, what I heard. It could have been a regional bunch doing it. I don't know, but
Yeah, there's a lot
I've
of
heard of
regional.
that.
Yeah.
So so that's exciting, man. That sounds
So yeah,
great.
I look forward to that every year. And who knows? Randomly, there could Toasters and Moose haven't really done many gigs. We had the gig in Little Rock last year, and then in March of 23, we performed in Austin during South by Southwest. Do you know about that?
Oh, I know the festival, but I didn't know you guys played it. That's cool.
Well, it was happening during the festival, although it wasn't like part of the festival. And it was Terry Crews, Terry Crews. He was in this movie called Idiocracy,
Oh
which is
yeah, yeah, okay.
and he played this character, President Camacho. And
Yeah.
he's a huge Toasters and Moose fan. And he actually hired us to perform at a faux presidential campaign rally, March of 23 in Austin during South by Southwest. And it was crazy. We were like rock stars. We had
Oh
like a
wow.
crowd in the palm of our hand, but we don't get a lot of gigs, but we stay busy on social media. So, but I'm hoping that there's more Toasters and Moose in the future.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like if I was in your shoes, yeah, I'd be totally lapping that up, so to speak.
I
And
mean,
as from my perspective, like as a fan, of the content, like yeah, it would be great. I mean, I would totally go see a Toaster and Moose show. Like if you were in Kansas City or something, yeah, we'd drive up, we'd take a whole bus up. It would be great. It would be
I mean,
awesome.
I was going to say my life was great, and I had a really full life, and I was creating music all over the place long before Toasters and Moose, and definitely before Toasters and Moose went viral in 2022. So this is just sort of like a cherry on the sundae.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
life was good even without that, but now it's like 1,000 times more good. It's good.
Yeah. It's gooder.
It's gooder.
For sure, for sure. Well, man, I usually at the end of the interviews, I've asked all the questions I'm kind of interested in, but or have in my mind, but I always leave it open like that you may have something that you'd like to share, and especially you probably want to share your website or where they can get in touch with you if they do want to hire you for something or reach out or how they would go about that.
Well, I do have a website, tomshawentertainment.com. And I'm also on Instagram as Tom Shaw Entertainment and TikTok, Tom Shaw Entertainment. And I do have a Facebook page, but I don't really keep up with it. Tom Shaw, composer, actor, or something like that. But Instagram and TikTok are like kind of the main places. I'm also on Blue Sky, but I don't get a whole lot of traction there. It's interesting how like I can post something on Instagram and it explodes, and then I post something on TikTok and it's just kind of like yawn. So who knows? But yeah, Tom Shaw Entertainment is, and also I have a YouTube page, Tom Shaw Entertainment. And Estelle also has her own page, Estelle Piper. Well, she's not. I don't know if she has a YouTube page, but she's on all the social media too, Estelle Piper and Vincent Gargiulo as well. So I'm easy
You're
to find on social.
You're easy to find once they know your real name is Tom Shaw. You can find you But
Yeah,
before that, you're so mysterious before that, I was like your moose,
I'm Moose.
Well, that's fantastic, man. It's been a pleasure having you on and getting to talk to you. And thanks for taking time out of your day to talk to us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll talk again soon.
Okay, you take care.